you good kitty? Who's good kitty? Who's precious? Who's precious? Yeah, it's all good kitty. It's all good kitty. She's good kitty. Yeah, so I need a neck rub. Does you need a neck rub? Yes, you do. Yes, you do. Oh, bite, bite, bite. Yeah.
Hello, friends. Meow. So I wanted to show you my rose garden before it completely ends for the season. Here's my little miniature, beautiful red, and my incredible knockout coral knockout. I've showed some photos of him, just absolutely gorgeous. I have a rose over here, I've forgotten what color it is, and it has not bloomed this year. And then here's my red topiary that I got from a friend, and it was absolutely covered, and those are the last of its blooms. So I'm sorry it got out here kind of late. And then I have my little red, my little yellow. Yellow is my favorite color for flowers. And also to show you my rock garden. I really enjoy this little space. It's kind of a transitory sort of space. You see there's steps across, and there's the kitchen window right there, so we get to look out on this every day. And oh, pond up and coming. Gonna do that soon. So yeah, and I've got boxwoods to protect the rose garden from things that like to eat roses. Got a couple containers that I put zinnias in too. So take you through the breezeway, which constantly gets junked up, which I hate, because I want it to be a nice sitting area.
What's good kitty?
Her other box got put in the burn pile, I think, so now she's got a smaller box, but that's all right. So there's flowering shrubs I need to plant. There's my aloe vera pot, doing good. And I've got this lovely little dianthus that I got from Kmart last year. And sadly, I bought 3 of them, and then I did not do well enough at keeping them alive. So the oregano pot and the chives pot are doing all right. The trellis, I had to trim some of that wild grape because it was going wild. Oh look, we have peppers. Pepper pot. Look at that one, it's turning red. The sunflowery kind of flower that I don't know, that I got from a friend, Anna, is doing well. So I think I'm probably going to be fighting that before long. There's the giant hibiscus that Mama Dory had left and planted. Check out this guy. That's my amaranth. No. Artemisia. I knew it started with an A. Artemisia. Apple's doing okay. It's got some of the spots. No, that's a bug. Some of the spots of the rust. I've sprayed it several times after a rain or watering the garden. But yeah, look at this guy. He is waist high. When I planted him, he did not grow the first year, just stayed. And then every year has done well. And I think this is his 4th year in the ground and is just glorious. I love him. The yarrow is doing very nicely. I pulled some of the algae out of the wee pond, and there does not appear to be anything living in it, which makes me sad. There was a frog and then another frog, but there are no tadpoles. I guess it's too warm. That makes me sad. Those are black-eyed Susans. The taro, the elephant ears are coming up. Here's our other. There's an ant on my Cortland apple. In the distance over there, those are the mulberries. The mugwort continues to act like crazy. Here's my one lone mulberry. The hazelnut. Look at that garlic. The garlic is like up to my chest. So this plot right here is going to be the cosmos. They're so little right now. The Klondike cosmos grows 8 to 10 feet tall, I'm going to keep that mullein, but I've dried those mullein. There's the smaller grapevine. This is the one that runs north to south, and it does not seem to be as good of an exposure as the east to west one. It seems east-west seems to like, because it's basically, I guess, getting all of that southern exposure, and this guy's getting it, you know, day and afternoon. Anyway, got some volunteer potatoes. And this is where I planted the Hopi Amaranth. Hopi as in the western tribe of First Nation people. It should also get very tall, so, you know, tall things over here on the north end of the garden. I planted a little bit more buckwheat along here near where the the grapevine is. And right here, I planted some, they called it lettuce basil. It's basil that's supposed to have gigantic leaves, really nice for making salads. And then under here, I found there was a great big garden spider. She was like that big, and she would not move this morning when I was out here cleaning weeds. So I did my best to protect her. She's going to be a beneficial in my garden. She's going to eat a lot of bugs for me. And so I did my best to keep her safe, and I checked, and she's still under there. And oh gosh, there's another little girl running with her little egg sack. So again, the basil over here, the leaf basil, but I am a sucker for violets, so this area is getting taken over by violets. And then I've got poppies in the corner over here next to my mint. Oh, are there still poppy seeds in here? It sounds like there are. That's spearmint or peppermint, I cannot remember which, but I sprinkled these poppy seeds around. Gigantic pile of weeds. This is where I tried to grow watermelon last year. I thought putting it on a raised surface would be all right, but I think the grapes shaded them too much. I got one little tiny baseball-sized watermelon, and it had 2 scoops of fruit in it. Look at the grapes. Look at the grapes. Grape. Those are the Niagara. And then I have yet to clean this area out, but we'll get to it. The wild roses also passed their peak, but still kind of pretty in a sort of shabby chic way. So over here we planted the sorrel and arugula. The arugula is coming up. Look. Arugula. And then these are a relative of the morning glory. Very choky, very invasive kind of wild morning glory, so I pulled them up. There's the lemon balm I accidentally pulled up. I'm hoping that it will grow and take over this area here next to the walkway. Crazy flower bed that I have not yet really done anything with. I just let the wild things take it over. This is cross vine or trumpet vine. I can never remember which one's which. My gladiolus. The gladiolus are tall enough to survive. And I have mint trying to take over, and it's not even succeeding against all the wild strawberries. Wild strawberries are tough. And then I've got my canna, which seems to be doing all right, but my rhubarb is not thriving this year. It's done really well in years past, and this year it is not. So I think it's either getting choked or it's too dry. And then this is a wildflower, which might be what's choking my rhubarb. A wildflower that has little tiny white daisy-like flowers in the autumn. It's really lovely. It's one of the few autumn blooming things around here. Some of them, though, are going to have to go. The rosemary and oregano are doing well. I put nasturtium seeds in there. No sign of them yet. Wish me luck. I have yet to grow nasturtium, but look at the coriander. It's like a little fairy flower bed. Isn't it lovely in the wind? Oh, so pretty. Did you know that coriander, cilantro was so pretty? So this is already setting seed. And I had about 5 billion coriander seeds last year. This is where I've got, this is the trellis that I built for the squash, and I planted 4 squash that I had started indoors, and 3 of them have survived. I thought only 2 of them had, but I know I saw one. There's that one and that one for sure. Well, I know I saw a 3rd one. Now I'm not seeing it. More coriander. And a pretty purple wildflower. Pretty purple wildflower. Pretty purple. Strawberries, pretty much done. They are a cool weather crop. The thyme is hanging on. I'm going to fill that in again. It has sunk over the last few years. So I've got my composter bin rolled over here and to the other edge of the garden, the south edge. This is towards the north edge. And look how it's sunk. It's like a whole hand width depth deep in there. That's I was just pulling the algae out of the wee pond and just dumped it in there. Anyway, tomato. Other tomato has flowers. He's got flowers. At least we're gonna get some tomatoes soon. This is where I planted the safflower last week, and it says 7 to 14 days, and it says it likes heat and dry. We'll see how much heat and dry. It's supposed to be a Mexican variety, and you know, if it can survive in Mexico, it should survive in Tennessee. The lavender is recovering a little bit, so I think when I filled in around the base, that did what it needed. I've got a relative of mint that I got from a friend of mine, just barely. I need to get out here and water it because I only planted it a couple weeks ago. More coriander. I'm hoping that, I think this is goldenrod, another coriander. And then check out Inky. Inky is growing really nicely. He's already chest high to me, or almost neck high. And he's got 6 starts. I'm probably going to cut out the ones on this side, 6 or 7, and leave those 3, because last year he just crowded me in this area. I would try to walk across there and I'd have to duck under him to get there. Here's the trellis that we planted with runner beans and loofah, and I think some of the loofah are coming up, but I also planted the safflower over here. So those, I'm not sure, those look like gourds to me. So it's either the runner bean or the gourd. I'm not seeing any other signs of what's growing, just those 3 right here. And I watered really well last week. I think I put basils in here, nothing but those volunteer marigolds are here. The squash that I planted are doing well. That's that African squash. The lettuce is still doing okay right now. Look at it. I should probably go ahead and harvest it. Maybe I'll have that with dinner tonight. Here is arugula and sorrel. The arugula is coming up, and across the way I did arugula every other, and they're doing all right. Blueberries looking good. This is also where I planted some basil starts and some nasturtium. No sign of the nasturtiums yet. Again, wish me luck. But the blueberries are doing nicely. Blueberry. Got to trim out some more of these guys because they shade the blueberries, and I just want them, like, I want the goldenrod on this side of the blueberries. I had trimmed most of them out, and I gotta get that guy out. There's the little blueberry. Some more garlic and another canna. Those are the basil starts. I got to figure out where to put them, poor guys. Oh, look. Look. Oish. Passion flower. Isn't that not the wildest looking thing? Isn't it beautiful? So the passion flower vine's doing well. The daisies are pretty much past their prime, still very cheerful. I love them. I have not pulled up these mullein. I forgot about them. Gladiolus. The wormwood, just looking pretty. So soft and pretty. This is where I put more safflower. Oh my goodness, look at this garlic flower head. Wow. The other lavender just barely holding on. There's my watering get up. I have to rig that thing so it doesn't just water my driveway. Those are the black-eyed Susans. So that's pretty much the end of it. There's the tansy. The tansy's doing really well. And look at that, the rosemary's doing okay. This is the rosemary planted several years ago, about 3-4 years ago. Another mullein. So the tansy, you can use some young tansy in your salad. You don't want to eat too much of it because it can get a bit toxic, but it's very good for bruises and contusions and, contusions where the skin is not broken, and like a sprained ankle, that kind of thing like that. So, all right, here we go. Whole garden, because we're standing in the middle of it. Look at the elderberry. Isn't it spectacular? There's the serviceberry. Probably want to spray him again soon too, because I know that he's starting to bloom. All right, thanks for joining me. And oh, one last treat. Let's take a look at the jackmani. Look at these. Look at them. This is clematis. So incredibly glorious. I did have to cut this wild grape because it was crushing my crepe myrtle. And then after it started to wilt, I noticed these guys. So there's the end of our video. I hope you have enjoyed your tour today, and be well. We'll see you soon.